So a lot of people have been asking me, Nevin, why did you create the Renew System video courses? Why did you take all those principles that you've developed over the years and package them into a video course for couples? And the answer to that is simple. We did it for the couples that we serve every day. Most of our services at Renew Relationship Counseling are in a traditional 50-minute model, right? So what that means is that when a client comes and they want to work with one of our professionals, we typically set them up for a 50-minute session. And whether that's a coaching session or a mental health therapeutic session, right? They'll work with a professional for about 50 minutes. And what we encourage is that they do that at least once a week. So if you take a look at a weekly 50-minute session and you break down how does a couple spend that time, the first 3 to 5 minutes of one of those sessions is typically checking in with the couple. We want to know how they've done with the assignment that we gave them in the last session. We want to know all the events, the current events that have happened during the week. We want to check in with them on all those things and understand kind of the current things playing out in their relationship. The next 30 minutes, the bulk of the session, is typically spent on intervention. So the professional will intervene in the communication, right? Or they'll help with de-escalation. They'll explore different problematic areas in the relationship. That's where the professional's kind of working with the couple in the application kind of intervention part of the session, right? Now, before the session's over, we want at least about 15 minutes, if we can, of teaching. We want to teach the couple principles that if they apply over time, will strengthen their relationship for the rest of their lives. These principles are things that can be applied to many different situations that they'll encounter. And as they learn to use these principles, they'll need the professional less and less. So that 15 minutes is important, that 15 minutes of teaching. And then finally, before the session's over, the professional will want to spend 3 to 5 minutes talking about the assignment for the next session, right? So they'll talk about homework assignments that the couple can do and work on based on the interventions they did today throughout the week. And their hope is that the couple will practice those things before the next session, right? So if you do the math on that, we've already gone over our 50 minutes. It's a pretty rushed session. And our goal is to get as much good information in there as possible while we're intervening with couples, right? Well, what if you could take that teaching part, the part where the professional teaches the couple core principles, valuable models and modules, that if the couple learns and learns how to apply, and they practice it in their everyday living, that their relationship will thrive, it'll grow, and it'll develop in beautiful ways toward the goals that the couple has. What if we could take that teaching part and we could put it into video modules, right? That way couples could watch all those principles between sessions, and they can rewatch it and rewatch it if they need to, and they can take activity assignments and worksheets and they can apply it between sessions. Well, what it would mean is that you can get hours worth of teaching into the hands of a couple much sooner than if they just depended on learning it from a professional in their 50-minute sessions, right? So based off that 50-minute model, we said about 15 minutes of it is teaching. The rest is intervention, right? And then we've got to check in and we've got homework assignments at the end. Well, 15 minutes, if you wanted to get 12 hours worth of content, right? Good, solid principles into the minds and the hearts and the behaviors of couples. If you wanted to get 12 hours of training into that couple's hands and you had 15 minutes per session, the math on that would be about 48 sessions. And if we're doing sessions once a week, that'd be 48 weeks for the couple to be able to hear all of the content just once, right? In your 50-minute sessions. That's a long time. That's almost a year that the couple would spend going to sessions to learn all the information once, right? But if you could get that information into video format and couples could go home and they could watch it between sessions, and if there were parts of it that they wanted to rewatch, they could rewind and rewatch. And then you gave them activity sheets, right? Activities that they could do and homework assignments that they could do attached to those videos that they could apply during the week. If a couple spent just 15 minutes a day, right? If they spent 15 minutes watching the material each day, 7 days a week, it would take them just 7 weeks to get through 12 hours worth of content. That's way faster. And if in 7 weeks they could go through it once, right? Just spending 15 minutes a day, imagine how quickly they would go through it if they spent a half an hour each day watching that information, and then being able to go back and rewatch it, right? And then if they had activity assignments and worksheets that they could use to apply those principles, well, pretty soon what we might have is the couple spending much more time in their 50-minute sessions with the professional working on application, because they wouldn't need as much time learning, right? And if we could spend more time applying instead of learning, and the couple could be learning during the week, how many less sessions might this couple do over time because of all the learning they could do on their own? And by the way, that learning is going to happen at a fraction of the price that they might pay to do the learning in the traditional 50-minute sessions. So that's our goal. Our goal in creating the video series is to get good information into the hands of couples everywhere. And if they're couples that we serve, right, it gives them an opportunity to learn the principles between the sessions, that we can spend more time in session on application of solid principles versus spending so much time teaching principles, right? And if they can work on application and learn the principles quicker, our hope is that we'll save couples sessions over time. They might end up doing 10, 15, 20 less sessions than they normally would have if they could spend more time learning the information between sessions. And we can give that learning to them at a much cheaper rate than they would pay if they were doing it live with the professional in their sessions. So that's the main reason that we created these video series. Now, there's another reason that we did it, and it's because there's couples everywhere who aren't quite ready to do formal mental health counseling or formal coaching. They're in a situation in their life where they're just not ready to break the ice into one of those services. And that's okay. If they can purchase and utilize these principles and take the activity assignments and worksheets and apply them in their day-to-day lives, they might be able to elevate their relationship past the stumbling blocks that they're running into today. And if they feel like they're in a situation that they would like some help from an interventionist, from a professional here at Renew Relationship Counseling down the road, we can get them connected to one of our coaches and one of our therapists who can help them apply the principles that they're learning at home, right? And then the third reason is for all those couples out there that don't necessarily need professional support, right? They're couples that are doing okay in their day-to-day lives, right? They're happy, they're healthy, they're thriving, and they just want good information to apply in their relationship to keep their relationship thriving, right? These principles are good for them as well. They're good principles even for a couple who's just getting married, right? They're just getting in this committed place. In fact, it would make a tremendous wedding gift for couples who are getting their start in life. And we want to feed them good, solid principles to help serve their relationship for the rest of their lives. That's the reason for these modules, right? Our hope is to get good information in the hands of couples everywhere, to do it quickly and efficiently, and then to spend most of the time that we might intervene with those couples, helping them apply the principles, because they can learn them on their own. And if we can do that in a way that reduces the amount of cost that a couple encounters pursuing traditional counseling or professional coaching, win-win-win, right? That's our goal. We want to serve couples. Our goal is to get good information into their hands and save them time and save them headache and heartache and help their relationship thrive as fast as possible. That's why we created the Renew system for couples, and that's why we've packaged them into a video series. So we hope that you'll take advantage of them, right? Purchase those video series, go through them, study that 12+ hours of content, right? Apply the activities that you learn, communicate with each other, talk with each other, spend a little bit of time every day. And if there's pieces that are confusing you, go back and watch them again, and then watch them again, and then watch them again, right? And if we can be helpful to you along the way, reach out to us. We'd love to have one of our professionals help you apply the principles that you're learning to improve your relationship over time. That's the reason for the Renew system. That's the reason Renew Relationship Counseling exists. We want to help couples everywhere thrive.